There are moments in life when it feels like everything is falling apart and you're just trying to survive. I've been there. This isn't just my story. It's a reflection of the deep internal shifts many of us experience when life demands we evolve. Now, if you're going through your own spiritual awakening, or perhaps you've already emerged from the shadows, stick around, because today I want to share how I navigated my soul's dark night and discovered a clarity I never thought possible. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a guide who helps you decode the intricacies of your energetic blueprint. Let's dive right in. The descent, the catalyst. Have you ever felt so overwhelmed by the gap between who you are and who you want to be that you questioned everything? That was me. It wasn't just stress or burnout. It was a deep internal dissonance. My spiritual awakening took an unexpected turn when I experienced a profound internal shift. To describe it, imagine sitting in the driver's seat of your life, and suddenly the road beneath you crumbles. All the navigational tools you relied upon become useless, and you find yourself lost in unfamiliar and uncharted territories. That was my experience, and I'm sure many of you can relate. In the Western world, the phrase "dark night of the soul" often gets thrown around casually to mean any really challenging time in our lives. But in its true esoteric sense, it symbolizes a profound spiritual crisis. This is a phase where the ego takes a back seat and the soul emerges, urging us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. Think about it. We spend years building ourselves up, crafting an image of who we are, of our capabilities and potential. And then life throws us a curveball, and suddenly that image gets challenged, sometimes shattering completely. It's in those moments that we re-confronted with a choice: cling to the familiar comfort of the known, or take a leap of faith into the unknown. I chose to face it head on, and I want to share what I discovered on the other side of the tunnel. Disorientation and fear. Do you recall a time when you felt utterly disoriented and afraid? I remember waking up in the morning, staring at the ceiling, wondering where I was and how I got there. It wasn't just a bout of amnesia. It was a deep sense of being disconnected from myself, my surroundings, and even time itself. In these moments, doubt crept in, whispering insidious questions that shook my very core. What if this is all there is? What if I'm not who I thought I was? These thoughts echoed in the chambers of my heart, amplifying my fears. I felt like I was losing my grip on reality. The world around me continued spinning, but I was frozen in place, suspended in a state of confusion and apprehension. The familiar faces of loved ones seemed distant, their voices muffled, as if communicating in a foreign language. I yearned to reach out, to bridge the chasm that had opened up between us, but my hands seemed heavy, my voice hoarse. It was a struggle to articulate the turmoil that raged within me. The isolating silence. Have you ever felt so misunderstood that you felt utterly alone? Imagine walking through crowded streets, yet feeling lonelier than in an empty room. That was my reality. As if the symphony of life was playing without me. People's words bounced off me, failing to resonate. I couldn't find solace in their smiles or tears. The shared laughter, the comforting touch, none of it reached me. It was as though a thick fog had descended, obscuring the connections I once cherished. I craved understanding, a single soul, to comprehend the labyrinth of emotions that had become my internal landscape. But the silence was deafening. No words, no gestures could penetrate the dense fog of my isolation. I longed to break free from the confines of my silent prison, to reach out and grasp at the threads of human connection. Yet I was paralyzed by the fear of exposing the fragmented pieces of myself, navigating the abyss. You might be wondering, how did I get through those dark days? The truth is, each day was a battle. Some days I managed to drag myself out of bed. Other days, the sheets felt like a comforting shroud. Getting out of bed felt like scaling a mountain. Food had no taste, sleep no solace. The mirror became my enemy, reflecting a stranger back at me. Every interaction felt like treading on eggshells. Relationships strained under the weight of my emotional withdrawal. The vibrant tapestry of life, once so full of color, turned gray. My haven, once filled with joy, became a house of shadows. Even the sun's warmth seemed distant, unable to penetrate the gloom that had settled in my bones. The very essence of me seemed to be under siege, grappling with the impermanence of existence. Each breath was a reminder of my fragility, each heartbeat an echo of my vulnerability. It was an excruciating process, like trying to find purchase on a wall of fog, resist or surrender. Amidst this chaos, two voices echoed in the chambers of my soul. One urged me to resist, to cling to the remnants of my former self. The other whispered surrender, urging me to let go and trust in the unfolding of life. It was a relentless, internal tug of war, leaving me exhausted and torn. Sometimes I fought against the inevitable, desperately trying to hold on to the pieces of my shattered reality. Other times, the pull towards surrender was too strong to resist. These were the moments when I realized that the path forward lay in embracing the unknown. It was a terrifying prospect, akin to stepping off the edge of a cliff and trusting that wings would sprout on the way down. The strength required to surrender in the face of such uncertainty was monumental. It meant letting go of the familiar, of the known, and venturing into the uncharted waters of the soul's evolution. It was a dance between acceptance and fear, a tightrope walk between hope and despair. And in the quiet moments, I heard the faintest whisper, my inner compass guiding me towards the light. Unconventional coping mechanisms. Did you ever do things you wouldn't normally do? In the depths of my spiritual awakening, I found myself doing things I never thought I would. It was as though the old me was shedding its skin, revealing instincts and impulses I had buried long ago. Suddenly, I was drawn to herbal teas, not for their flavor, but for their calming properties. I walked barefoot on dewy grass, grounding myself to the rhythms of nature. Music that once seemed banal became my solace. And art, oh, the colors I chose on my canvas were bold, raw, and unfiltered, mirroring the internal landscape I was traversing. I questioned everything I once held dear, scrutinizing beliefs that had become second nature. I immersed myself in books, devouring wisdom that resonated with the turmoil within. I sought solace in meditation, in yoga, in practices that connected me to something greater than my immediate suffering. And then there were the dreams, vivid, otherworldly experiences that blurred the line between sleep and wakefulness. They offered glimpses of a reality beyond my current understanding, teasing me with fragments of a grander scheme. There were times when the instinct to withdraw from the world was overpowering. Social gatherings that once energized me drained my spirit. The noise, the chatter, the expectations, it all felt overwhelming. So I retreated into the solitude of my own company, finding comfort in the silence of my haven. It was during these moments that I realized the importance of setting boundaries. Protecting my energy became my priority. I turned down invitations, canceled commitments, and shielded myself from those whose intentions were unclear. It was a necessary defense mechanism, a way to safeguard the delicate balance I was striving to achieve. Flickers of light, moments of clarity. Have you ever found solace in small acts of kindness? During my spiritual descent, I clung to the smallest glimmers of hope. A child's laughter echoing down the street, the gentle caress of a summer breeze on my skin, the unwavering support of a loyal pet. These everyday miracles became my anchors, reminding me that beauty still existed in the world. Unexpected insights. Then there were the unexpected moments of clarity. A chance encounter with a stranger that left me pondering life's complexities. A quote from a book that resonated with my inner turmoil. A song lyric that mirrored my emotional state. These instances offered brief respites, allowing me to catch my breath and realign myself with the deeper truths I was discovering. Gentle guidance. Most importantly, I learned to tune in to the whispers of my intuition. That inner voice that often gets drowned out by the noise of everyday life became my guide. It nudged me towards practices that nourished my soul, towards connections that healed my spirit, and away from situations that threatened to overwhelm me. It was a subtle form of direction, a gentle reminder that I was not alone in this journey. Rediscovering forgotten parts. Did you know that you have hidden potential waiting to be tapped into? In my case, I rediscovered passions I had long abandoned, hobbies that had been pushed aside in the pursuit of a conventional life. Painting, writing, dancing. These activities became my therapy. Through them, I gave voice to the emotions that words couldn't express. I channeled my energy into creative expressions, finding release and healing in the process. The dawn turning point. Can you recall a moment when everything shifted? For me, it was a quiet evening. The sky was painted with hues of orange and purple. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I was lost in contemplation when a profound realization washed over me. It was as if the clouds of confusion parted, revealing the sunlit path ahead. This epiphany marked a turning point, signaling the beginning of the end of my dark night. The integration. With every passing day, I integrated the lessons learned. The resilience I developed during those tough times became a part of my character. The empathy I gained from myself and others enriched my connections. The wisdom I acquired added depth to my perspective, and the clarity I achieved allowed me to align my actions with my authentic self. It was as if I had emerged from the crucible of life, stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. A new vision. Today, looking back, I see that my spiritual awakening, although challenging, was a necessary evolution. It stripped away the layers of pretense, revealing the essence of who I am. It led me to redefine my purpose, to cultivate deeper connections, and to approach life with a renewed sense of awareness. I carry the scars of that journey as badges of honor, reminders of my strength and the transformative power of the soul's evolution. Beyond the shadow, a continual awakening. My friends, the truth is that awakening is not a destination, but a continual unfolding. Life will inevitably present new challenges, new shadows to confront. However, armed with the lessons learned from my dark night, I'm better equipped to navigate these uncharted waters. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are all in this together, learning, evolving, and growing. Embrace the discomfort, for it is in those moments of intensity that we discover our true potential. Keep walking your path with courage, and may the light of your inner wisdom guide you every step of the way. If you found resonance with this narrative, and you're eager to share it with someone who might need it, don't hesitate to hit that share button. Additionally, if you'd like to connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their spiritual journeys, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Thank you for joining me on this exploration, and until next time, may your journey be filled with light and revelation.